All right, Making Their Voices Heard, written by Vivian Kirkfield, illustrated by Alleana Harris. And this is Storytime with Mrs. Lovern. So this is a part of the 8th annual Multicultural Children's Book Day, which is on January 29th, 2021. Ella and Marilyn. On the outside, you couldn't find two girls who looked more different. But on the inside, they were alike, full of hopes and dreams and plans of what might be. Ella sang for her supper on the streets of New York City, but she dreamed of sharing her voice with the world. When she stepped on stage for an amateur night competition at the Apollo Theater, her voice brought the crowd to their feet. Goodbye, street life. Hello, jazz band. Song after song, Ella scaled high notes and low notes on her way to fame. Marilyn painted airplane parts in a Hollywood, California factory, but she hoped to become a great actress. When a photographer snapped pictures of women helping with the war effort, her brilliant smile captivated the camera. Goodbye, factory job. Hello, studio contract. Movie after movie, knowing just when to laugh or cry on cue, Marilyn inched closer to stardom. For years, Ella's velvety shooby-dooby-doos wowed audiences. Jazz greats like Dizzy Gillespie, Louis Armstrong, and Duke Ellington couldn't wait to share the stage with her. She sold out her concert tours abroad, but still in her own country, too many doors were closed to her. In 1954, some club owners worried their customers wouldn't come if they played jazz music. Many wouldn't hire Black performers, and others would only showcase glamorous female stars like Lena Horne, Dinah Shore, and Edith Piaf. But Ella refused to give up on her dream. Marilyn struggled with not having her voice heard in a different way. She dazzled fans with her baby blue eyes and breathy boo-boo-dee-doos, but when she asked for better scripts and a higher salary, the studio bosses ignored her. As a woman working in an industry run by men, she found that her needs and her opinions didn't matter to them. One day, her manager handed her a new script with a big singing role. He told her to listen to the best female singers so she could learn the tempo and tone. Marilyn knew who the best was, her idol, Ella Fitzgerald. Marilyn ran right out and bought a pile of Ella's records. Over and over, she listened to Ella vocalize, harmonize, and croon those jazzy blues as only she could. Wrapping herself in Ella's voice, Marilyn understood how Ella's music was more than just notes that were sung. It was something special that came deep inside of her. It reminded Marilyn of how she always put a little bit of herself in each character she portrayed on screen. Finally, the movie premiered. Critics praised Marilyn's performance. They loved her singing style and unique voice. Fans waited in long lines at the theater. The studio made lots of money. Now, when Marilyn spoke, her bosses paid attention, and reporters and photographers followed her everywhere. Determined to thank Ella in person, Marilyn bought a ticket to Ella's next show. Ella took the stage. She looked at the audience. Was that her favorite actress sitting right there? Ella was already famous for her voice, but because of discrimination, not everyone was able to hear it. She told Marilyn that the owner of the Hollywood's top night spot refused to hire her. Marilyn empathized with Ella. Although she didn't know what it was like to be singled out because of her race, she did know how it felt to be held back because she was a woman. As Ella helped Marilyn find her voice, now Marilyn wanted to do the same for her. Putting their heads together, Marilyn and Ella hatched a plan. Ella picked out her music, practiced her songs, and polished her own vocals Well, Marilyn called the owner of the club, Macombo, to make a deal with him. She'd bring the media to the club's doorstep if he'd hire Ella to perform. Reporters would write about it, and everyone would want to buy tickets to Ella's shows there. The owner said yes. On opening night, the club was packed. Ladies in sequin gowns, men in shiny tuxedos. Reporters and photographers crowded inside. Draped in furs, Marilyn set up a tabletop front ready to cheer on her friend. Head held high, Ella took center stage, ready to wow the audience. The band played. Marilyn swayed to the melody. Ella swayed to the rhythm. Marilyn held her breath. Ella filled her lungs and unleashed her musical genius. She sang her heart out for every man, woman, and child whose voice needed to be heard. For the rest of their lives, Ella Fitzgerald and Marilyn Monroe remained good friends. Ella never missed one of Marilyn's movies, and Marilyn never stopped listening to Ella's songs. On the outside, these two stars couldn't have been more different, but on the inside, they both understood that sometimes even stars needed a little help to shine. And here's the author's note. And her sources. A little bit about our author. Writer for children, reader forever. That's Vivian Kirkfield in 5 words. Her bucket list contains many more than 5 words, but she's already checked off skydiving, parasailing, banana boat riding, and visiting critique buddies all around the world. When she isn't looking for ways to fall from the sky or sink under the water, she can be found writing picture books in the picturesque village of Bedford, New Hampshire. A retired kindergarten teacher with a master's in early childhood education, Vivian inspires budding writers during classroom visits and shares insights with aspiring authors at conferences and on her blog, Picture Books Help Kids Soar, where she hosts the 50 Precious Words International Writing Contest and the 50 Precious Words for Kids Challenge. She is the author of numerous picture books. You can connect with her on her website, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, or just about any place people with picture books are found. And a huge thank you to Multicultural Children's Book Day. This nonprofit children's literary initiative was founded by Valerie and Mia, 2 diverse book-loving moms who saw a need to shine the spotlight on all of the multicultural books and authors on the market, while also working to get these books into the hands of young readers and educators. 8 years in, MCBD's mission is to raise awareness of the ongoing need to include kids' books that celebrate diversity in homes and school bookshelves continues. And thank you to our medallion sponsors, our platinum sponsors, our gold sponsors, silver sponsors, bronze sponsors.